Hey EMbers, so I thought I would react today to a video that I posted 6 years ago on my other channel called the True Gamer Challenge Tag. So I've not pre-watched this video. Like I said, it's 6 years old. I have no idea what I said in it, but I thought for this channel it would be quite fun to react to a True Gamer Challenge Tag that I posted again on my sister channel 6 years ago.
Hey guys, so as you all know, my channel is predominantly based around Harry Potter and my autograph collection and my various other fandoms. But one fandom, or a collective of fandoms that I've never talked about is video games.
Oh, you can just tell how awkward I still am on camera. I've been doing YouTube for just over 10 years now, and the webcam quality on this is horrendous, by the way. So thank you to anyone who's stuck through and actually watched this video.
Question 1. First game system you owned.
Okay, question 1 was first game system you owned. So if I was to answer that today, I would say that technically it was the PlayStation 1 was the first game system I played, but it was my mother's. So the first one I owned myself would probably be the PlayStation 3 in terms of larger consoles. In terms of the handhelds, it would more than likely be the Game Boy Advance. But let's see what I say.
Ever since being a young child, me and Mum used to play an hour a night on the PlayStation. So I don't know if it's the first game system I owned, but the first game system I can remember playing on was the PlayStation 1. Favorite game for that system? Right, so if we're talking about the PS1,
Favorite game for the PlayStation 1. I don't know what I'd have said here, but I think Tomb Raider is probably the hardest to beat. But I might have said Harvest Moon Back to Nature. We'll see.
my favorite game, that's so difficult because the PS1, I do tend to favor Sony. Sorry, Microsoft or Nintendo players. I do tend to favor Sony.
That's interesting that I said that. I do tend to favor Sony because I've definitely seen a shift in my sort of gaming experience, I guess, because I do still love Sony and the PlayStation 2 is still my favorite console of all time. But I'm really enjoying the Xbox One at the moment, and I do have a Nintendo Switch. So that's really interesting.
But off the top of my head, I do love the Tomb Raider series. I do love the original Tomb Raiders that were on the PS1, and I do also love a game called Harvest Moon Back to Nature.
Wow.
Favorite and least.
Wow, that's amazing that 6 years later my answer has just stayed the same.
Favorite character. I don't.
Favorite and least favorite character. So my favorite is Rin from Draken. I don't really have a least favorite, so we'll see.
I don't know if that's favorite or least favorite character from the game I just mentioned or in general. That's a question I'm not going to be able to answer right now, I don't think, because there's so many great video game characters.
Oh, I just want to take a moment to pause. You can see my dog in the background there, my Jack. He passed away in 2019, so it's quite cute to see little Jack in the background there.
If I just say my favourite games, I don't know if this will come in the future, but Draken the Ancient's Gates, Pirates the Legend of Black Cat,
Yeah,
Shadow Hearts, Ark the Lad.
yeah. Did I write these down?
There's probably like so many more, but these are like the big ones. Dark Cloud, Dark Chronicle.
Good games.
Heroes of Might and Magic, Quest for the Dragonstone Staff. Games like that that not many people know about, or at least I've never encountered that many people that enjoy those games.
That's interesting because since this, I have found a small like Draken community on YouTube, and Shadow Hearts everybody does seem to know about. But at this time, I thought nobody had known about these incredible games, and I was the only one that had ever played them, and I was the only one that knew about them. And I felt really lonely because I wanted to talk about these games to people, and they didn't seem to know them. At the same time, I treasured it. It was like I've found this holy grail game that nobody else knows about. So it's really bittersweet to hear something like that.
Favorite and least favorite system ever.
Favorite and least favorite system ever. So I should say my favorite system is the PlayStation 2. In terms of least favorite system, I'm not sure. I'd probably say out of all the ones I've played, because there's a lot of systems I haven't played, I would probably say the Wii ranks quite low, although I do love a lot of Wii games. But the hardest system I've ever played was the Atari Woody, to be honest.
Favorite system ever is the PlayStation 2, although I do love my PlayStation 3 and I have yet to play on my PlayStation 4. My
Oh,
favorite all-time
wow.
system is PlayStation 2. My least favorite system, that's difficult. I didn't really get on with, my mum has a PlayStation Portable, a PSP. I didn't really get on with the PSP.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I'm not that big of a Nintendo Wii player.
Yeah.
Favorite handheld ever? I'm not really a handheld player, to be honest.
See, that was true back then, and it's kind of true now. The only handheld I really use is the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch Lite. What would I say my favorite is? Probably the DS. I think I'd have said the DS.
But I would probably have to say the Nintendo 3DS. Arcade game you spent the most quarters on as a kid? Well,
So I think I'm probably going to say it here. Arcade game you spent the most quarters on as a kid. Well, I'm not American, so so I didn't spend any quarters. And I didn't really go to the arcade a lot as a kid, so I don't have a lot of experience of arcade type games.
I've never actually put money into an arcade game.
Okay, so that's a little bit of a stretch. I don't know if this was true 6 years ago. It's certainly not true now. I have definitely put money into arcade games.
Favorite arcade game later in life? Again, I just said
Favorite arcade game later in life, again, is not something that I can really answer. However, I will say it's a little bit of a cheat, but the Gauntlet franchise started as an arcade game, as far as I'm aware. So I guess I could say that.
Best RPG. Now that's the hardest question. I've just mentioned most of them.
That really is the hardest question. Best RPG. I am predominantly an RPG player, so that is definitely a difficult question for me. Obviously, my all-time favorite game is Draken, the Ancient Gates, but RPG is definitely my niche where I like to be. So again, I probably couldn't answer this today either. I'd go through a lot of the older games that I just went through. And I hope I don't go through them again in this video, because this video is 12 minutes long and it really doesn't need to be.
I think my all-time favorite is probably a game called Draken the Ancient Gates.
It's amazing that 6 years later that answer has not changed. It's been my favourite game since I was a kid, and it will probably be my favourite game forever. There's some incredible games that come out and I love them, but just Draken for me, I don't know if it's pure nostalgia, but I just adore it.
I'm a solo player mostly. I like to play games on my own rather than multiplayer or anything like that.
See, that hasn't really changed. I still am very much a solo game player, although I didn't live on my own at this point. I was still at my mum's house here. Now I have my own place. I do like to play couch co-op with my partner. So I love couch co-op, but in terms of multiplayer, that's not really changed. I've tried MMOs. I just don't enjoy it.
The only player 2 I have is my mom, really.
Oh, that's so cute. The only player 2 I have is my mom.
FPS. I can't remember right now what an FPS is.
So an FPS is a first player shooter. Oh, I didn't know what an FPS was. Again, shooting games not really my thing, but me and my fiance do play Call of Duty on couch co-op a fair bit. Best kids game. I'm going to predict what I said. I think I said Scooby-Doo Night of, Night of 100 Frights? Night of 1,000 Frights? Night of 100 Frights? I can't remember. But I bet I said Scooby-Doo.
Game that's classed as a kids game. Well, I suppose the Harry Potter franchise of video games classes kids games, stuff like the regular Harry Potter video games, then the Lego Harry Potter video games, Harry Potter Book of Potions, Harry Potter Book of Spells. I guess they class as kids games.
I didn't even consider that, Yeah. To be fair, I bet the older Harry Potter games do class as kids games, which is really interesting when you think Hogwarts Legacy is coming out this year. And I think there's more adults that are excited to play that game than kids, to be honest.
Best co-op.
Best co-op is interesting because it largely depends on who you're playing with, I guess. I do still prefer, like I've said a few times, solo games, but the racing games have become quite a huge factor in my gaming experience, I guess, because I just love playing these racing games with my fiance. I think it's just really fun.
Like I said, my only co-op player is my mum, but we play games like Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, Baldur's Gate, Champions of Norath, that kind of thing, and they're 2-player games.
They are. I still enjoy that. And I will say that in terms of the PlayStation 2, another reason it's my favourite console is because there were so many more couch co-op games. I was talking to my fiance the other day. Where has couch co-op gone? It seems to have just disappeared. We played a couple of games last year, It Takes Two, Unravel 2, and A Way Out, and they were all fantastic, fantastic games. But couch co-op seems to be few and far between, and it's shocking to me that we've just really had a transition, and I'm wondering if couch co-op will come back in a huge way. I hope it does, because we really struggle to find games to play locally together.
PC exclusive. The only game I am currently running on my PC is Game of Thrones Telltale series.
Which was interesting because at this point in recording, you can't tell by the webcam, but I had a Mac, so I downloaded the Telltale games, the Game of Thrones Telltale games on the Mac. I've never had a PC that I can run really good games on. Currently on my PC, because I'm back to, I think I have an Asus now. Currently I have Sudeki from Steam downloaded on there. I have The Sims downloaded from Origin, The Sims 4, and a couple of Mystery Case Files games from Big Fish Games. That's really all I have on my PC, and I barely play PC games at all.
Best Wii or Kinect exclusive?
Best Wii or Kinect exclusive? I think I might have said The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess here, because I didn't know it came out on GameCube. Obviously, it then came out on Wii U. But I think I thought Twilight Princess was a Wii exclusive at this point, so it'll be interesting to see what I say. I'm going to say Wii Sports, aren't I?
There was a Zelda game on the Wii. Is it Zelda Twilight Princess?
I knew it.
I don't know if that's a Wii exclusive game.
It's not.
But that's a game I really enjoyed on the Wii. Game in need of a sequel or reboot?
I'm probably going to say Draken here, game in need of a sequel. I've always wanted a Draken sequel. There was one in the works, I believe, behind the scenes, and things happened at the company. But I don't know what I'm going to say, actually. Probably Draken.
I would love to have sequels to some games I love that didn't get sequels. Yes. For example,
I'm so slow.
Pirates Legend of Black Cat never got a sequel. Draken, there was 2 games in the series and it ended.
Yeah, I thought I'd say Draken.
I'd love to see another Monkey Island game. Escape from Monkey Island is one of my favourite games. And
have we seen another Monkey Island game since? So this was 6 years ago. I know they've remastered a lot of the Monkey Island games, but I don't know if they've come out with a brand new one, to be honest. I don't know if they can. I guess they could.
The Monkey Island series seems to have hit a standstill, doesn't it? So I'd love to see some more Monkey Island games. I would, of course, love more Harry Potter games to come out in the future, and they are doing sort of Harry Potter things with, like, Lego Dimensions, and there's a new collection out. I hope they do some Fantastic Beasts.
Hearing that, I'd like to have some more Harry Potter games come out in the future. Knowing we're getting Hogwarts Legacy, that's just insane to me that little me had no idea Hogwarts Legacy was coming, and I really hope it lives up to the hype.
Games, but I'd like the Fantastic Beasts games to be like the original Harry Potter games on the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2.
It would have been a good idea, but I don't think they'll touch Fantastic Beasts for video games now, with all the controversy, unfortunately.
Most anticipated game? Well, for me, it's Batman Arkham Knight, because I haven't played it yet. I have it. I got it a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't played it yet, so that's...
I hadn't played Arkham Knight yet. That's incredible. So, most anticipated games now, Hogwarts Legacy, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, of course, and Gotham Knights. It's already come out, I know that. I can be playing it right now. It's only on next-gen platforms, unfortunately. And I only have an Xbox One and a PS4 in terms of sort of current gen. They're not current gen anymore, are they? So for me, if there was some way to play Gotham Knights, I would be very, very interested in that. But I can't believe I hadn't played Arkham Knight at this point. I adore that game.
28 best franchise.
I don't know if you'll say Draken. She might say Draken. she might say Arkham, Batman Arkham, maybe Elder Scrolls, Harry Potter. Let's see.
I can't pick just one. Sorry. My best franchises
I still
are
can't.
the Elder Scrolls, Tomb Raider, Fable.
Fable, yeah.
Arkham, Batman Arkham. I do enjoy Spyro, Harvest Moon, like you said, but I only like 1 or 2 games from it.
Spyro's interesting because at time of recording, like I said, this was 6 years ago. I can't remember if Reignited had come out yet, so that's a really interesting one.
And the last one.
Last question.
Best cosplay based on a game character, not a movie adaptation or adaptation.
I don't think I've ever cosplayed a video game character. Now I'm thinking about it. I have cosplayed before at Comic Cons. I don't think I've ever cosplayed. Well, I have actually. I've cosplayed Mario before, which I hadn't done at this point. So I think I could only say Mario because I genuinely think that's the only video game character I've cosplayed.
I have seen a lot of awesome video game cosplays, and I'm hoping to join their ranks soon with a couple of video game cosplays. But I'm sorry if this was a little bit long.
It was
30 questions after all, and I do tend to ramble on.
Yeah, we know.
But that I just thought we would, talk about video games a little bit more on this channel because I want to diversify my channel a little bit, as if it wasn't diverse enough.
And now I have a video game channel. That's shocking that even 6 years ago I wanted to do more when it came to video games. Now I have a video game channel. That's just insane to me. Look at that lovely way I've paused that. So that's it. Yeah, we certainly reacted to it. But thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in my sister channel, by the way, it has got a bit better than this. There's always a link in the description box of every video that I make. So if you wanted to head over there, then please feel free to. It's a real amalgamation of lots of different things. This channel, I just really wanted to focus on video games and gaming content. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye EMbers.